Hello everyone, welcome to episode 12 of my Sith Inquisitor playthrough of Star Wars The Old Republic. Here we stand, the first steps of Kaas City. We are about to enter it, to head to the Sith Citadel, as Lord Zash has commanded us to do, and Elctha here is probably terrified. She's confronted with this Imperial intelligence agent here.
A second of your time, please. Mind a 20. Imperial Intelligence.
What exactly is Imperial Intelligence?
The information gathering and internal security arm of the Empire. We report to the Minister of Intelligence, who reports directly to the Dark Council. You're a new face on Dromund Kaas. That presents a unique opportunity and a small window in which to use it. I need you to meet a man. Go where he says and do what he asks. There's little danger, but you must not question him.
Well, great. So we're already worried about being thrust into Sith politics so soon, and now we're being asked to do this. But we were just a slave, doing things we were told to do, so...
I've never played spy before. Tell me where to go.
The man is named Manda, and he is in a local cantina. Tell him the Lord of Sorrow sent you. Good luck. We will not speak again.
Okay. I take it that is the Nexus Room Cantina here. Riding our new Roche Ice Cat. This fits in well with the colors and architecture of Dromund Kaas. There's going to be a cool statue over there to look at in a moment. So we've entered a cantina. We think to ourselves, oh, do I want to still wear this mask in such a place? No, I do. She wants to cover her face, so she is less likely to be intimidated and she can hide her emotions. And we're being sent to anonymously do this, so she definitely wants to hide her identity. Here we have holographic Our Dashad Kembal likes to say, why do we waste our time in this place? We've got holographic Twi'lek dancers. Something that looks like the core of the second Death Star. And here we have Manda.
Manda? The Lord of Sorrow sent me.
Listen carefully. I can say this once. A Chiss security officer stands at the bank. Hand him this gambling chip. He will give you a small item and further instructions. Now walk away casually.
Now look at this. Imperial officers dancing to a droid band called the Leisure Knots. Haha, it's perfect. I assume this is a place to RP, but I've never seen any RP here. Now, being a capital city, I'd assume there's a lot of business and things going on. I feel like it would, for the most part, be a good RP spot. There are several little tucked away places, like this little bar and tables. You're kind of somewhat off the beaten path. Won't be bothered by anyone. Here we have some kind of police situation. Oh, there's a body. So I want to use this this setting right here as an example of something. It's far off the beaten path. Any normal player that will enter the cantina will do so down there. There's no stairs leading up here, so this is a dead end that I bet 95% of people who play the game have not set foot in this little area. We've got flashing lights. We've got Imperial officers talking to a witness. We've got a body, little shady spot over here. Droid. We don't have any story to go off of what happened here. It's just a set piece frozen in time. If you're clever, you could use this set piece for the setting of an RP. All you need, you've got this set up. If you can fit your own idea into this context, like our characters are a unit of Imperial intelligence, and we're, the RPs you like to do are solving mysteries and investigating things. You could make this the scene of a crime and have all your characters show up, and talk about it, and have a fair amount of set piece around you. Anything you could do to squeeze this set piece into your story, and it could be a neat, memorable spot for your role-playing group. In the guilds I was in, we would spend quite a bit of time just scouring the whole world for interesting spots like that we could save and one day set a scene there. And we did some pretty impressive things that I'm quite proud of to this day. Little nuggets like that, I'll keep them in the back of my mind. Most people just role play right in the cantina or the bar or the tavern because that's the only explicitly social location in the game. It is totally natural to walk up and bump into literally anyone. Something role players need is context. For instance, I just talked about the context of this little, investigation scene. That's a pretty niche thing that might take some planning or just really the right circumstances. If you can't think of a good context off the top of your head, it can be hard to set up a scene anywhere other than a very common socialization spot like the cantina. You're tired after a long day of work, you get home, you want to RP, but you don't want to go through this whole process of what are we going to RP, where are we going to RP. You can just kind of meet there casually and have your characters start to talking. I think of that as some people probably think of it as the bread and butter of RP. I prefer to think of it as just the white bread. It's the basic as it gets. Not terribly fulfilling to me. It can be, but it's not memorable. I'm not gonna really remember a little cantina scene, but a set piece that we went and found and brought everyone to and used as a backdrop for a very specific scene. That's something I'm gonna remember. Great Sith monuments here. I think it's good for more experienced role players to hold on to those little areas in their mind, and when they're kind of bringing a new player in, help teaching them the ropes, bring them to a place like that and bring that context of a assassination or whatever happened right there. I think that's going to be real exciting for a new role player. Alright, we are supposed to meet at Chiss by the bank.
I have a gambling chip for you.
And I have a package for you. Do not open it. Better if you don't even look at it. There is an NK line droid. I'll show you where to find it. The package goes there. Long live the Emperor.
The back and forth quest. This is a pretty dumb quest, to be honest, once we hear what it's all about. PvP mission. I I am laughably bad at PvP. Oh, almost missed another quest. I'm very bad at PvP. In vanilla WoW, I could kind of get the handle of it with certain classes and be, I don't know if I'd use the word respectable, but I would have fun and not feel like a complete failure. But in other games, I'm pretty bad. Let's talk to this guy.
Seven brutal, bloody murders. 7. And the killer is allowed to walk free. Decent, law-abiding citizens, loyal servants of the Emperor are being slaughtered. And what do our security forces do? Nothing. I've seen the killer myself, but the authorities say I don't have enough proof. I demand justice.
How exactly is telling me supposed to help?
Well, I'm not fit to confront such an individual, but someone has to. Several days ago, I spotted a bounty hunter following people seemingly at random, but pointing a strange device at them. The descriptions of the murder victims exactly match the people the hunter was following. He's behind these brutal killings, I know it.
May be mistaken.
No, I know what I saw. I made no mistakes, I'm sure of it. I followed the killer this morning. Saw the filthy alien skulking into the Mandalorian enclave. Someone called him by name, Rennigan. This bounty hunter must learn the Empire doesn't tolerate alien scum like him killing its citizens. He needs to be punished.
Okay. Now, we've learned that we really need to mind our own business. That was an important lesson we were told. So in all likelihood, Elctha probably should just walk the other way and not worry about this. But this guy that we're gonna meet, he's voiced. I think he's voiced by Richard Epcar, which is one of my favorite voice actors ever. The voice of Bateau from Ghost in the Shell. I think it's him. So we're gonna just to hear his voice, we're definitely gonna do that quest. I'm not afraid to just abandon a quest or not accept a quest that would be completely against her pseudo characterization that we're building up.
I have a package for you.
For me? How wonderful. And I, in turn, have something for you to show appreciation. If we have not caught the Republic's attention with this sequence, they simply aren't paying attention. Empire forever.
I find that quest incredibly stupid. We were doing that just to catch the attention of any potential Republic agents. You know, just hanging out in the Imperial capital, looking at stuff. What a waste of my time. I'm gonna, however, look at this monument. Boom. Ominous storm clouds ahead. Okay, monument to Lord Ergast. The early Sith Lord Ergast is more myth than historical fact, and the statue named for him in Kaas City does little to clear up any misconceptions. Commissioned by a follower of Ergast's teachings 2 centuries after the Sith Lord supposedly lived, and using that follower as its model, a small inscription near its base claims that Ergast invented the methods used by all Inquisitors to wring life from the living and the dead. Computer records contain little information on Ergast, suggesting only that he was among the first Sith to permanently settle in Dromund Kaas, and that he was probably buried there. Jedi don't have cool lore like that. At least not in my opinion. Okay, we're almost done with busy work. Elctha's probably slapping herself, saying, "Oh no, 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 no! I'm supposed to go see Lord Zash. What am I doing? I'm wasting time." She's probably looking at her watch right now. She's gonna be mad at me. She's probably gonna punish me like Harkin does.
Ready for departure.
But first,
Enjoy your stay.
let's talk to the voice actor. I should have looked up before this if Richard Epcar is in fact this voice actor. But I think it is.
I've got a shuttle to catch. You mind getting out of my way?
Fleeing the scene of your crimes, Rennigan.
Just my luck. 10 seconds later and I would have been off this blasted planet. You've been listening to Wrightson. Great. Listen, I didn't murder anybody. I was just hired to tag some random citizens, that's all.
You didn't ask why you were hired to tag random people.
I got instructions, not explanations. Seemed harmless at the time. I had no idea my clients would kill those people. I was hired by a group of Sith to organize games for them. Didn't realize what that meant until bodies started piling up. When I confronted them, they laughed. Said Sith have a birthright to hunt lowlives. It's like a sport to them.
No good can come of this.
Sooner or later there'll be a witness to one of these killings. I don't want to be around when that happens. I'm in over my head and too many people are watching me now. So I can't even leave. I need help, and I'm willing to pay for it. You interested?
I'll make no guarantees.
I just want this problem to go away. And I only see two ways for that to happen. Either get rid of the loudmouth pointing fingers at me, or end that sick game the Sith are playing.
Okay, so go out and kill Sith? No, not without being commanded to by Lord Zash. I'll kill your accuser. I'll just tell him I'll do that.
I'll eliminate the man who sent me. Never liked him anyway.
Poor scum. Should have minded his own business. Take this hunter tag. Use it on that nosy scumbag. He'll become my client's new target. When you're done, come back here, and I'll have your payment ready.
Okay, what we're going to do instead of that is we're going to abandon the quest. We're going to run and never look back and not do any of that. Like a coward. So how on earth is Elctha gonna just get through life as a Sith, being such a weenie, being afraid to do these dark things? Well, I'm sure it'll happen gradually. It'll happen gradually. You're given the option. We start out as a slave, we're told, and we're given the option to just be evil as can be right from the beginning. And that really makes me question, well, what kind of a person were you before you were enslaved? I've simply decided that Elctha was a decent regular person, probably from a Republic planet or colony that was enslaved by the Empire. I guess you could have been an awful person that had been enslaved and was basically happy about the opportunity. I get to become Sith instead of a slave. It's great. I'm frozen here. Frequently frozen. That's one of my gaming nicknames. So earlier I called Elctha's characterization
only as intended.
a pseudo characterization, And by that I mean, I'm just gonna sell all this stuff. By that I mean the characterization that I'm setting up within this storyline. Not my personal, artful, creative choice for her character when role-playing with other people. I'll call that persona, just to differentiate it. Elctha's persona will be quite different than what she's experiencing in these cutscenes and stuff like that. Kemval says this will be ruined someday too. He should know, being a relic of an ancient Sith time period. Okay. We're quaking in our boots. Oh, I cannot help but wonder if this is some role players. One behind the desk, one right in front of it. Let's see. Well, I won't lurk on them. What I have decided is that when I go and speak to Lord Zash, I'll take off the mask as a sign of respect and submission. Here we go.
Are you acquainted with the big, ugly, half-machine Dark Lord? He had a message for you.
Damn Scotia. What business has he going behind my back, speaking to my apprentice? Trying to intimidate you, no doubt. Wretched monster. More machine than man and dangerously powerful. Ever since I arrived on Dromund Kaas as an apprentice, he's made every effort to stand in my way. Ultimately, we cannot even begin the search for Tulakhod's ancient power with Scotia's rattling breath on our necks.
Sounds like Scotia's got us on this one.
No, not quite. You see, I have a plan. You are going to kill Scotia for me.
What?
I can't kill him. He's too powerful.
Exactly. That's the genius of my plan. I cannot be tied to Scotia's murder. Brazen power plays make the Dark Council nervous. But nobody will believe that a mere apprentice could defeat Scotia. It's impossible, and that's why it will work.
Oh, my lord here is my master is a little bit kooky.
So what am I supposed to do?
I've begun to piece together the puzzle for Darth Scotia's destruction, but some elements have yet to fall into place. Out in the jungle, a group of slaves has recently revolted. They were working on a colossal statue that has since gone unfinished. I believe Scotia is hiding something of great importance near this statue. Get the archaeological plans to the area from one of the slaves, and contact me by holocommunicator.
Whoa, Kemval. You're gonna embarrass me. So, note that Kemval says, this witch stinks of death. What did he mean by that? And he's trying to, interesting. Trying to intercede on my behalf. Okay, Lord Zash. I'm gonna bow. Alright. Put our mask back on so other Sith can't be mean to us. Well, at least can't break our spirit so easily. that object is supposed to be, other than a big set piece to run around. So we're definitely shaking in our boots. We are going to have to face the scariest Sith we have seen so far. Maybe it would have been easier to die on Korriban. Okay.
Destination? Enjoy your stay.
The destination we're being sent to has a really awesome set piece. It takes us a little while to get there on foot. Well, by speeder, I should say. Okay, more Imperial soldiers.
Finally, someone who can keep their head in a crisis. Rebel
That's
slaves
not
hit
me.
my team in the jungle. They stole weapons, supplies. As if that wasn't bad enough, the idiots ransacked our spires for parts. Without those components, we've got a lightning spire building up dangerous energy levels. It'll crater half of Kaas City if it blows.
What's a lightning spire?
They power Kaas City, converting lightning blasts into energy. Handy tech you'd never suspect could be the end of us. Most of my men ran off. Some tried to reclaim the spire parts, but the rebels cut them down. I came back here for reinforcements. We need to recover the components the rebels stole and get that lightning spire back online before it goes critical.
The rebel scum will wish they'd never touched the spires.
Excellent. I'll hold off
She
raising
just
the
said that
alarm
to
for
fit
a
in.
while longer. The rebels are camped along the river. Blast them down, pry the stolen components from their hands, and then reinstall them at the spire. If the river runs red with rebel blood, I'll throw in something extra.
Alright, alright, alright. Like when you can see a random damage or healing number just like through a wall or a mountain. Alright. I tend to arrive at an area before all the enemies have loaded in. Alright. Alright, got an elite guy here. Yeah, we can take it. No problem. Okay. I can now repair it.
Jagdai Baradu.
You got it, Kimball. Whatever you said. Poor Kimball, he's stuck with me, and he's going to disapprove of almost every decision I make in this entire playthrough. Poor guy. Got pizza on the wall. That was easy.
Afragiban.
Rise, little one, he said. He calls me little one. Oh. Sometimes quests are grouped in such a way that you can do a whole lot of them and return to the same, more or less, location. Turn them all in at once. If I'm close like this, I'm OCD and I just want to accomplish the quest and move on. So it's fresh in my mind what I just did.
You can relax. I replaced the spire components.
I was just about to call in evacuation orders for the city. Well done. The rebel slaves will think twice before tampering with Imperial property again.
So what I did here, a bit of a tip. I talked to him while mounted, and what that does is, for your cutscene, your companion is not present. So say that you are actually concerned with your companion, approving of you or something. If you know you're about to have to make a decision that they won't like, just mount up and talk to them in private. I did that quite a bit, especially on the bounty hunter, the Mako character. I just love her so much. I love little Mako. So I never want to disappoint Mako. So if I ever, had to do something she didn't like, which was rare. In a way, in the Sith Inquisitor storyline here, them giving you Kemval, this ultra-traditional Sith, who is basically by doing what he does approve of, you're building yourself into a proper Sith that will one day be very powerful. The traditional Sith. Okay, here's a guild advert. Imperial Remnant is a community accepting to all. We have both a host of factions and overarching storylines to engage all our members. From first-time RPers to returning veterans, all role players are welcome to join our community. Whisper for info. That's an advert that I like. I've heard of that guild for quite some time. When I'm in a position where I'm kind of, I think I'm ready to RP. I think I'm ready. I might answer a guild advert like that. We're gonna have to ponder on that in the future, though. I'm gonna have to end the episode here, and pretty soon we are going to go visit the unfinished Colossus, where the slaves are revolting. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you join me next time. So, goodbye.